Anyone who hears the podcast, the first thing they ask me?
No.
You want no guess of?
It's got to be about Omar. It has to be about Omar. That's
Omar
the first thing
real?
People ask me too.
What? They do?
Yeah. What's
What do they ask?
Omar? Like, how did you meet this guy?
What's with Omar? That's the typical question: is what's with Omar?
Come on, are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Because
Yeah,
all my
David,
college buddies listen now, and they're like, "What's with Omar? What's going on with him?"
David, they ask you the same thing? Is that what your pastor asked you?
Yeah,
What's
question
with-
number one? Yeah, it's a broad question.
I think I'm pretty easy to understand. I'm pretty communicative.
No, you're not.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the FTS podcast, Friends Talking Shop. I am your host, Dave, and we are on episode number 26. Yes. I got it. This is the one job I have at the beginning. I just need to check that one out.
Counting's very difficult.
It is 25. What's the next one?
26 is a very special number to me.
Why is that?
It's the age of my ex-fiance when I met her. She was 26.
It's the limit of women you'll date. Is that what it is?
I can't imagine how that becomes a special number.
And I told her that I lied about my age, but I told her on our first date my real age. And at the time I was 47.
But what did you tell her?
I think I told her I was 40 initially.
40?
But
It's
it
not
was
a
like
bad fudge.
you
You didn't fudge it that badly.
It's a dating app, thing, which I think all is fair in dating apps.
Yeah, you protect yourself. Yep. I can't see that.
No, it's a lie.
Well,
start
it's a
your
lie,
relationship
but
off on a lie?
you don't know who the person is. I don't think you can carry it very long, but it's if you want to.
I can carry it really long. As a matter of fact, that's part of my my topic today.
Oh,
Okay, all right.
It's
good.
one small part of the topic, but
You're like Costanza. Remember that Seinfeld where he had his arm twitch?
yeah.
Because he was hitting Elaine and I can't remember the guy's name. It was like, what's wrong with your arm? And then he had to pretend like something was wrong with his arm, like he had a spasm. It's like, you can keep that up your whole life. He goes, watch me.
Yeah.
Well, okay, back to the podcast. So I'm Dave, and happy Labor Day, guys. This
Happy
is
Labor
a
Day.
special Labor Day issue. We could have probably put a theme to it, but didn't put that much effort into
No, we don't
that.
do
So
that.
it's just
we
just
are
Labor Day.
having a call on a holiday, right? It's a holiday today.
It's
It
a
is.
holiday. Yeah.
But, this as our listeners know, this to us is not work. I'm not sure it's a podcast either. But it's definitely
I don't know what it
not
is.
work.
It's something. I'm not sure either. We'll put a
But
label
whatever
on
this
it later.
is, we're doing it on Labor Day.
We're doing it on Labor
Yes.
Day.
So I have two other hosts, good hosts. I think I'm happy that they're here for this episode 26.
I think.
First is Josh. Josh, you are coming to us live for us, not for the podcast, but
No.
with a new background. So you're starting to up your game here on our calls.
It's completely fabricated background.
Yeah.
What's the origins of that? Why did you decide to do that?
It's on Skype. It's just one of the things you pick on Skype.
It's like the ugliest background.
It's bad. I had a glare, and before I came on, I'm like, that glare in the background's annoying me from one of my lights. So I just put the background on. It's fine.
All right. And how are you doing? You doing fine?
Yeah, I'm doing really well. I had a really cool moment. I was down the shore. We came back a little early today because my son starts school tomorrow, and he's got some things to do, and he's got soccer practice. So we needed to get back and get our act together. But my wife and I went out this morning to get acai bowls. Do you like those? Are great. I love them. I can't get enough of them. But I'm bringing them back in a paper bag, and I had a spidey sense moment. I'm walking back, and we're just walking back together and talking, and I just hear a little rip, and I immediately take my right hand. I was holding my left, and I put it under the bag, and the bowls were falling out the bottom of the bag as I did that and saved it.
Oh,
It
nice.
was amazing.
Yeah.
How many bowls
It
were
would
in
have been
there?
splattered all over the cement. Gone. All my acai bowl.
How many bowls?
2.
It's pretty good. You balance
But I
both, huh?
heard it. Spider-Man just hears something or feels it and then moves out of the way of something.
Yeah.
And my right arm just came underneath and boom, caught it.
Wow.
It was
Congratulations.
quite awesome. It
Yeah.
was one of the best moments of my life.
That's good. Well, good. You're having a good day.
I want to share that with you.
That's a Labor Day moment, maybe.
We're not impressed by that? Not impressed?
I think you almost put him to sleep with that story.
Yeah, seriously.
No, I just need to see. I need to see the bag. How big were the bowls? Were they plastic bowls?
Plastic bowls. It was it was very hot today. Very hot this morning.
Was there condensation on the outside
yes,
of the
so
bowls?
it was bleeding. It started to bleed through it, but I didn't realize that. I'm carrying it like a bag. One bowl stacked on top of the other in a brown bag that was just as wide as the bowls, crumpled up top in my left hand, just walking back and forth with my wife talking.
So when it broke,
boom, yeah.
You caught it with your left hand? Then
no, I caught it with my right hand. I'm holding the bag, the top of the bag.
You caught it with your right hand, and then you put it against your body eventually to stabilize it. And then got both.
No, I just distinctively just heard the rip got my right arm going, like it's completely subconsciously.
I've never seen you ever move quickly once before.
Yeah.
I'm
having a hard time with this story too. I don't think it happened.
I'm gonna try to catch a bullet now because I feel very confident. I feel very confident I catch a bullet.
I bet you were insufferable to your wife too after it happened. You probably went on and on about how.
Yeah. I said, "Do you believe what I just did?" Our bowls would have been all over the cement, all over the sidewalk. What I just did.
I'm second guessing that she didn't care as much as you. That's my other.
She didn't find it nearly as amazing as I did.
Yeah, the insight these podcasts are giving into your life, and
I was blown away by my actions. Blown away.
David, when I bring up topics that are sort of, I don't know.
It's not a topic.
Are they
a quick story?
Quick stories. Are they as uninteresting as this one? If they are, please tell me, and I will refrain.
I will. We'll refer that to an I see a bowl moment. That's what we'll be referring to.
I had I'll wait till you ask how I'm doing. I'm fine, whatever.
Omar. Host is Omar. How you doing, Omar? Go ahead.
I'm fine, whatever. But I did learn something. I had a really interesting, I think, a very teaching moment about our culture, national culture, and I had a moment about bridging and getting past, anything related to politics. I flew into New York yesterday, and I took a taxi from the airport, and I need to do 3 stops in New York City, and then hop a train to come down to Maryland. Yep. So I'm in a taxi, and the taxi driver goes to me, "You want to hear a taxi tidbit?" I go, "A what?" He goes, a taxi tidbit. I go, "What does that mean?" Usually I'm not a big conversationalist in these.
No. Yeah.
I go, "What is that? The fastest way to get to Soho from here? What does that mean?" He goes, "No, it is trivia." I go, "Okay." I played along, right?
Were you in Cash Cab? Did you get in Cash Cab?
No.
What's that?
You don't know Cash Cab? It's a TV show.
Oh yeah.
Not a porn one. It's a TV show where you get in a cab in New York City, and it's a game show.
Porn thing that's around cab drivers.
There's a porn thing that's around everything.
Yes.
That's fair.
Yeah,
cab drivers. Listen, Cash Cab I think it's called Cash Cab. You never saw that game show? It's in New York City. You get in the cab, and all of a sudden lights go off, and the guy who's driving the cab is the game show host, and he asks you questions for money, and then you get money, and it stops when you arrive at your destination.
And this is a real TV show? This is
yeah. That's why I thought you got in Cash Cab. That's what I thought you were going to tell me.
What was the trivia question?
He goes,
keep going. What do you say?
He goes, Donald Trump grew up right around this neighborhood.
In New York?
We were driving through wherever Trump grew up, whatever that neighborhood he grew up in is, Jackson, whatever, something or another.
Whatever.
And he goes, and so did Malcolm X. They grew up between 10 minutes of each other.
Were they buddies?
They both had the same line. Do you know what the line is? And I go, no. And the line is that the biggest enemy of the impoverished class of America is the liberals. And I go, oh my God.
This is what he's telling you?
Yeah. And I go,
did you go, this is my stop right here.
I want to get out of the
right here
right now, or do I just want to keep this going? I have my luggage. And he goes, what do you think? I go, look, I just got off a 10-hour flight, so politics isn't exactly something I really want to talk about right now.
That's a good line. Good line.
I will say that, if the Republicans, there's lots of things that Republicans have done to the poor people, including incarceration around drugs. That is just
incarceration,
laceration, whatever. My point is I kind of said both ways. So then I go, it was kind of better, and I'm starting listening to country music on my phone, and he hears it. He goes, "Is that David Allan Coe?" And I go,
You were listening
"Yeah."
out loud? You listen?
Yeah.
You don't have AirPods in?
No, they ran out of juice.
Oh.
So he knew the song, and so we started talking some more.
And
I
you
go,
bonded.
"Hey," I go, "Do you mind taking me to the AT&T store and waiting for me? And I have to catch a train in an hour." He goes, "Sure." So we spent the next hour together. Okay. He kept my bags. He parked illegally 3 times, which I really respected. His name was Peter. Then then I got a coffee with him. God, I got him a coffee. Then I got 2 pizzas from Grimaldi's, whole pies. I gave him
a pie?
Whole pie, and I kept the pepperoni. And they drove me to the station, and it was like an hour and a half of it was amazing. It was an amazing New York City experience. I was in and out.
See what you did? That's a New York City story.
Was it a cab or an Uber?
Cab. A cab.
Yeah.
Old school cab.
Kept the meter running for an hour?
And you found common ground, and you bridged your divide with food and music. Isn't that nice?
With bribes. Yeah.
And for bribes. That's right.
He was already in before the pizza. He was
Good for you. The second a cabbie brings up politics of any kind to me, I'm going, oh, God.
And I will say, the second any Uber driver or cab driver breaks the law with me in the car, I love them. It shows they really care.
What if he pulled a gun out and started firing at the cab next to him? Is that cool? Is that a good breaking of the law?
I think there's
5 stars.
What about a hit and run? You like that? Good old fashioned hit and run.
No, I'm
your
out.
destination.
No,
This
if you get
guy
an
goes
accident,
above and
I'm out
beyond.
of the car. No, that's a rule. You get out of the car in New York City and get another car.
That's funny.
If there's an accident, that happens as well, I think, to everybody.
Well,
but it was nice. It was a nice New York moment. The pizza was amazing. Grimaldi's pizza.
Good for you.
Fantastic.
Well, welcome back to the States.
Oh,
And you're but you're not in New York anymore. You're in Maryland, right? So that's where.
Seeing my family. Yeah, for a few
very,
days.
very nice. Well, it's nice you were able to join us for the podcast. We feel a scheduling issue, but we got it accomplished. So here we are to kick this off. So our podcast, if you've not
wait. Let me ask you this. Do you think that we have more difficult scheduling than other people who do podcasts? I'm assuming that it's always difficult to schedule.
I can't even begin to know if that's even what other people's scheduling is.
But
from other podcasts.
We speculate we're smarter than 50% of America, so we've speculated before, and I would say we definitely have scheduling problems. And wait until September and October.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Are we okay? One of our aspirational sort of in some ways at least groups that we try and model ourselves off of, or not model ourselves off of, that who we get compared to a little bit, at least by ourselves we do, is Smartless, right? You know, Will. What's his name?
Arnett.
Will Arnett, Jason Bateman, and Sean Hayes. Do you think that we're busier than they are?
No, I don't know.
Do you think? Well, this is
tricky. Maybe they might be
real money at their podcast. I think they are. Aren't they behind a paywall now? And
yeah, but he's talking about to get them scheduled together. I think they probably have lulls in between gigs.
Yeah.
Now, whether all 3 of them have lulls is a different story. But they don't work as many hours a day as we do.
That's
maybe when they're shooting something they do.
Right.
But I bet you they have an easier time than we do. We have full-time jobs where we're not only traveling, but we're working the entire day, 5 days a week.
That's a good question. Should we reach out to him? Ask?
You know what? If you want, I'll give Bateman a call this afternoon.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Good for you.
That's no problem.
Name drop. All right, so our podcast, what we're going to do as we go forward here is we each come up with a topic that we've not discussed ahead of time, and we will react to it, and hopefully some are thought-provoking, some are funny, some are pointless.
Mostly.
It's some are what we would call what is the word? I see ya? How do you say that? The bowl.
Acai.
Acai.
Have you never had an acai bowl, Dave?
I don't actually think I have.
Oh my God, they're delicious.
Is it a berry? It's berry, right?
Acai's
tastes like a blueberry, blackberry milkshake or something.
It's not a milkshake.
Is it like a smoothie?
It's just a caloric and health.
It's a bowl with a base, an acai base, which is like a fruit or a berry or something, and then you put granola on it. You said it was like a milkshake.
That's what it is, with granola on top and bananas.
Yeah, and then fruit on
like
top.
Like yogurt?
No, it's not like yogurt. It's fruit. It's a fruit bowl. It's a
fruit paste with granola on it.
Fancy fruit bowl.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we kind of boiled that.
I
down.
even forgot why I brought it up. Anyway,
Yeah.
we come up with our topics and we talk about it. And let's see what else. And if you would like to participate in this, you can't be on the podcast unless we ask you. But you can get on via email by sending us an email at our email address, friends@fts.media. This week was a little bit of a desert for emails. We figured it's a holiday week. Probably people weren't out emailing at all, so that's probably why it happened.
Yeah, we'll keep telling ourselves that.
And but we'd love to hear from you, just to say hello, whatever. Just feel free to shoot us a note and tell us that you love us.
Love to hear from you.
All right, so we will go through this, each of our topics.
I have another term for you guys, by the way. You want to hear another term? I heard a good term the other day.
I don't think we have a choice.
It's called sympathetic joy.
That's
Sympathetic joy. Dave and I have sympathetic joy, or are sympathetic. What exactly?
I think you guys both have that. Yeah, this quality. I do. It means it's when you want other people to be happy. It's like a Buddhist term.
Oh, all right.
It's a good term, right?
Other people
It's
to
fun.
be happy.
It's funny because I have both. I want other people to be happy. I also want other people to be miserable.
That's Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude. I like both.
Yeah, I do like that too.
Yeah, I like
Depends.
both.
Right.
Isn't that funny?
Both extremes. Well, it depends on what football team they like. That's a big part of it.
Yes, that's part of it as well. Yeah.
And
But I like to
speaking of-
watch people fall. I like that. I like I like when people fall.
I do that a lot. I like someone's carrying a huge play or whatever. I'm like, please drop it. Please drop it.
Please drop it. Absolutely. 100%.
If I would have loved for your Bulls to go through that bag. That would have
Right.
been-
Anyone who would have seen that would have rooted for that. Although, having seen what I did, I think people are pretty damn impressed.
Oh, twist. It's even
Yeah.
better. So maybe sympathetic joy is better than Schadenfreude.
I don't think so.
All right, so let's get started. Also, just to tease you to stay to the end, I want to do a little bit of a football special because football is kicking off here. So I do a little bit of that, and then of course we have a new segment. What's going on in Norway?
Wait. We have a European contingent of listeners. You just literally said are one of our more
We
popular
do.
countries.
Yeah.
It's American football.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the NFL, college football in the U.S. It's the pigskin, not soccer. But a lot of people in Europe and all across the world watch American football, and so
They do.
hopefully we can make that interesting. All right, let's kick off. Josh, want to go in first?
Sure. So, look, I had as you guys know, I go to the beach almost every weekend in the summer with my family, and my sister's family comes down, and we're with my parents, and it's wonderful. We are in the same house, so we have a good time every weekend and go to the beach and have fun and barbecue and all that other stuff, which is great. And then occasionally, either my kids or my nephews will bring friends with them to the beach and then spend the weekend with us, and it's always nice as well. What I'm noticing, and this was one weekend in particular, a recent weekend, one of my nephews brought one of his friends down, and seemed like a nice kid, and but this individual kid was a little aggressive.
How old is the
let's
kid?
put it that way. I'm not going to say. I guess I have to. We'll call him 15 years old.
What was his name?
I'm not saying that. I did like him. Let's put that out first. But what I'm noticing amongst kids this age and kids in general is that there's such a difference in how they talk to and around adults than when I was a kid. And I'm wondering if that's the same with you guys. When I was a kid, all my friends' parents were Mr. and Mrs., and it was please and thank you. And if I was invited over for dinner, I would, this is a very good meal. Thanks so much. And it would be, whatever they give me is fine. And, I'm going to be background wallpaper and, chime in when it's appropriate. But, it's all going to be with the greatest of respect. And this kid is like, he stepped into our house. Now, it's my parents, my family, and my sister's family. So it's not just he's not just with his buddy and his and their immediate family. He's with all of us. It's a lot of people in this house. And this kid walks in and like takes over the house.
In
I'm
conversation, or he
in
puts his foot on the table.
everything,
Everything.
Dave, in everything. I'm watching TV, right, in the main room, and I put it on guide to search, for something else. And he stands up, comes off the couch, and goes to the guy. He goes, "Go back one." Okay.
What?
Yeah. And I go back. He goes, "That game's coming up in 10 minutes." He points to a soccer game, like a Premier League game. He goes, "We're watching that. I want to watch that." And I'm like,
Is he the only child?
okay. I don't know his deal.
So
I'm
you
like,
never met him before until this trip?
No, this was brand new. He's the first time this kid's ever been around us.
Was
And I
your
said-
son how was your son handling this?
So my son's older. So my son, I just looked at him like, give him the side eye, like, do you believe this? I can't believe this kid just did that. And, I just said, okay, because I'm not going to say like, no, we're going to watch what it just was weird. He's a guest in our home. And I'm thinking that was very strange. But who does that? What 15 or 16-year-old boy goes into someone else's home and tells them, especially I'm not even his friend's parent. I'm his friend's uncle.
This is like one of the definitions of the term elf, right? Entitled little fuck. Right?
I've never heard that before.
Like,
I never heard
this is a real thing, and this is like it's endemic in culture, because children are appeased by for example, you can no longer smack children around, right? You ever say that they're great at everything?
You can in Missouri. There was a Missouri school that do you see that in the news, Dave, in the local news? In
No.
your local news, because it was in national news. There's a Missouri school that just brought back paddling.
Oh, the
First
school
one-
district did.
Yes,
Yeah.
the school brought back paddling. Anyway, keep going, Omar. You're right.
Yeah,
though.
no, I think that I'm being a little tongue in cheek here, but
Yeah.
this is clearly a result of how this child was raised, right? Unless
Yeah.
of course,
I
he
guess.
was raised unless of course the only defense to his behavior is if he was like Brendan
I think
Fraser
he
in
froze.
School Ties.
Well, I don't know what you're about to say, but I'm going to give you another example.
Wait, hold back up.
Wait.
Brendan Fraser in School Ties. What?
Yeah, you know how he was like picked on by everybody at school,
Yeah.
and like he had to like fend for himself, had to whatever.
Yeah, but he was picked on because they were anti-Semitic.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, maybe if
Yeah,
he
he
grew up
was
in a foster
Jewish.
home.
So
What movie was that? Oh, the Cider House Rules. Yeah.
Cider House
What?
Rules. Although you have mentioned movies before as a reference to something like what was it, Soul Man, as a basketball movie.
You did.
Your movie references are very suspect.
No, if you
Listen,
grew up in a
School
foster
Ties was
home-
about a kid who had to hide his identity because everyone around him was anti-Semitic,
Yeah.
and he
I
was
think
the
that's
quarterback
the
of
exact
the school.
opposite of this story.
That is so not this situation whatsoever.
Okay, Cider House Rules is much better. That wasn't a foster
I don't know that movie.
I'm
not sure of that movie.
either.
But growing up in a foster home is hard. You have to be able to like.
This kid didn't grow up in a foster home. This kid grew up in the suburbs. Like there's look. I don't know his backstory, but I know it ain't
Okay,
that.
so you were sure.
I know it ain't that. Listen,
All right.
we're sitting there. We're sitting around the table, right? And I think I was playing chess with my son, right? He's big into chess now. He started to really get into it, and we're playing, and the kid is sitting at the table watching us, and actually, a bunch of us are around the table doing other things, but we're just playing at the one end of the table, and he keeps saying to my one nephew, the younger one, who's not his friend, by the way, who's his friend's younger brother, my nephew, this kid's zesty. This kid is zesty. And I'm going, what is he talking about? And he keeps saying it over and over. My parents are at the table. And I'm thinking, who's doing this? I don't understand. Now, I don't know if the intentions are bad, because I don't know what the hell that even means. But it's just weird. It's just weird that
Is
he
that
felt
something that like?
I don't know what
guys-
it means. It's a slang.
It's like the shout. It's a soap, right? Zest.
Yeah, Zest is a soap. Yeah, I think it's a soap. It's a green soap. Zest fully clean.
He didn't have
You're
any
not
other.
fully clean unless you're Zest fully clean. That was the jingle.
So,
Well,
But it was
this kid,
just weird.
lively.
would he be invited back to your event?
It's not up to me. It's not up to it was my nephew's buddy. So I don't know how he feels about his antics and how he like owned the house. We would go going to the beach, and my son is big into soccer. He's like, "We'll bring the soccer ball," and then this kid starts raving, "I'm amazing at soccer. I'm the best thing ever." I'm like, who does this?
He's
What
clearly
kid?
grown and he's been ignored his whole life. Actually, I can relate to this kid. This is kind of how I act.
You
in
can?
other people's homes.
Yeah, this kid sounds
I
like
get,
Omar.
by the way, I do get quite zesty myself.
I don't know what that means. And he's doing it like in a very showy way. This kid is zesty. I'm going, what? Who's saying this?
Did he clean after himself? Was he
No,
respectful to your wife and to your parents?
he wasn't disrespectful.
Was he calling you Josh? What was he calling you?
Well, he
Oh,
actually did. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think he didn't refer to me by anything. He just would talk. You know how some people do. Like I have a buddy of mine who's been married forever. That his in-laws want him to call them mom and dad. He won't do that. And so he doesn't even refer to them as anything because he doesn't want to call them mom and dad. So he only talks to them once he gets eye contact. I find hilarious. It's absolutely. I don't know if that's still the case, but that was the case for a very long time.
I think that's common. I do think that's common.
Yeah, he's like, I can't call them mom and dad. I don't feel comfortable calling them mom and dad, but I don't want to call them Mr. or Mrs. because they'll know that I don't want to call them mom and dad. So now his whole Costanza-esque move here is to only talk to them when there's eye contact.
That is.
Which is hilarious.
I think what's interesting with this though is that I find most kids that age, like don't know how to talk to adults, and so they end up being very quiet, right? So like having exposure to adults, being in that conversation, sort of learning etiquette. I read something somewhere that is such a healthy thing for kids to get them. Don't have the adults separate out. Have the kids sort of join in and sort of participate so that they can. By the time they get into their young adult lives, they're already comfortable talking to adults. But this kid clearly is like on the wrong end of that spectrum.
Yeah, and I think it's a generational thing. Like I remember picking up my daughter when she was in high school, and her friends in the back of my car, they would talk very openly as if I wasn't even there, and like talking about subjects that I would never talk about in front of other people's parents. I don't know, dating and boys, but like it's not surface level, and I just couldn't believe it. And look, I love all my kids' friends. They're great kids, and they both have really great groups of friends. But some of them didn't call me Mister; they called me Josh. And like I would never do that with any of my. It's just a different world, I think. I don't know, Dave. Your kids?
Yeah, I think they call me Mr. Erickson.
They did. Okay,
I do.
All right.
Yeah,
All
I can't think of. Now they're in their 20s, and so. There a few of them came over, and I still feel like they call me Mr. And not by my first name. I'd have to like, hey, you're old enough now. Call me Dave. I think I would have to do that with them. But I think the kids it's the parenting. I think my kids' friends have parents that are probably pretty traditional, and so I don't recall anyone. Now there have been friends who are kind of weird, sure, but and a lot of them, like I said, a lot of them are more sort of. Like the opposite. They're shyer, like they're not comfortable, and I feel like that's part of the problem is that young people are not brought up in adult situations. My folks, they would have friends over. They had a couple of friends, and they were really funny, and I would stay and just listen to them tell stories and laugh, and like I really enjoyed that, and I just felt like that was probably good training for me. I was kind of interacting with adults when I was younger.
Yeah, but you wouldn't tell inappropriate stories. Like I'm hearing inappropriate things, and I'm going, I'm here, right? Am I? What's going on here? I don't understand what's happening.
You should have taken them out back.
So do you not say when you hear these stories, you don't interact with them, Josh?
Yes, of course I do. I mean, I just don't. It's not that. It's just that I can't understand how they're able to do that. I would never want to talk
Josh,
in such a way in front of my friends.
I mean, honestly, what do you know about anything? What do you
know about anything?
No, because you grew up as a guy.
Yeah.
Playing sports. You don't hang out with a bunch of girls. You don't know what girls talk about. The only window into that now is with your daughter.
What I know is they talk about things that just subjects that you wouldn't talk about in front of adults. You just wouldn't. I just don't know how.
Does your wife agree with this? Yeah,
I mean, we both talk about it. We're like, wow, that's. And look, I went to my sister. I'm like, hey, is this kid? I took her aside. I'm going, boy, this kid's a little much, right? And she's like, yeah, he's interesting. And I'm going, yeah, he basically told me.
Can we talk about your nephew for a second, please?
Yeah, we can.
So what's his deal? Like, you're
My
saying he has
nephew's
a
a good
lifelong
kid.
past to ruin and do your next 25 vacations together because he brings this guy with him?
No. This is the first time he's ever invited this one kid.
Well, is he going to be told he can't he obviously cannot have
can't
for lunch?
We can't tell him that if he's.
Well, what if you know he's coming? Are you going to go again?
Yeah.
What
are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it was weird.
Yeah.
I didn't love it.
This stuff in the bud.
Yeah.
We're talking about the rest of your life.
Yeah, it was weird. It was he made the weekend a little weird.
Yeah. Then something has to be done.
Is like, what's going on here? Of course.
Yeah, this kid's out. By the way, I think the nephew should be put on notice too. By the way,
right.
And the funny thing is, my nephew's not like that.
He needs to be taught how life works. Because honestly, your nephew's been running rough shit. He ran rough shit over your entire summer vacation.
No, it's not his nephew. His nephew's friend. But yeah.
No, but his nephew's responsible for it.
It's one weekend. It's one weekend. But,
okay,
look,
fine.
I don't know how tight of a friend this kid is or how this kid got the invite. Well, I never asked my nephew that. I probably should.
Yeah. By the way, I'm happy to talk to him. Like, will you invite him back? Right? Because you can't. This is, by the way, this is a life lesson, Josh. Right?
Would you ever dream? I mean, the kid would go in our fridge. I mean, that's fine. He's more than welcome to. But it's just weird.
Yeah,
it's just weird.
He needs to be taught a lesson. He needs to. This is
not. Was there any chance he was on the spectrum?
No, this kid's not on the spectrum. I don't think. Who knows? I don't know anymore.
Does your family member that's associated with this kid listen to the podcast? Because they're going to get the message now.
Oh yeah, they'll listen.
This is.
But they knew anyway. I mean, so they knew anyway. Because I kind of, one point he.
Wait. I have a question.
Yeah.
Was this a case of foisting?
Of what?
Foisting.
Foisting.
Yeah. Larry David.
Help me out. You help me out.
Well, you know how Richard Lewis foisted his assistant onto Larry, who he did not like because he couldn't fire her himself?
Yeah, right.
Right?
That's right.
So your nephew's parents knew that they were stuck with a weekend with this guy. It had to be some weekend. They want to know what? Let's bring him on a weekend with Josh. And
no, because we're there every weekend together.
Our
it's every
son's
weekend.
Friend.
We're there every weekend together. No. We're there every weekend together. There's no foisting going.
But how would you leave it? Could he come back next weekend, or it's great
we're
seeing
done.
you, but
it's
hey,
Labor Day.
Little jerk here can't come back.
Labor Day's the end of the season, so okay. I don't know if he's going. The problem is next summer. I don't know if he's going to still be friends with him and then invite him for another weekend next summer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can we get this guy on the podcast? I'd love to.
No, we're not getting an underage kid in the podcast. We're not putting a minor on the podcast.
I don't think there's anything wrong with putting a minor. It's not.
That's true.
I guess we get the parents' consent, maybe.
I mean, the kid's zesty, whatever the hell that means.
Well, that would be the first question. What does he mean by that?
What does that mean? He said it 15 times. I'm going, wow, this kid just has no filter.
So Josh, I'm confused.
Doesn't care that adults are in the room.
Dave and I are trying to give you guidance on this. You're not taking it. What do you
I am taking it.
Yeah, you're just sort of throwing up your hands. What are you going to do?
Yeah, because look. I don't want to. It's up to my sister. It's not up to me what happens. It's up to my sister what happens, whether or not she's going to allow him to invite this kid again. He wasn't an asshole. He was just so. I don't know what the word is, but he was just
intransigent.
What?
Intransigent?
Intransigent.
Do you have a dictionary in front of you?
What do you?
You've been doing this all. All right.
No, he was. I don't want to say obnoxious. I guess that's part of it.
Look, he's looking up his next word on the phone.
No, I'm looking up.
He's looking it up. Yeah, find out what intransigent.
He wants to be ready and armed.
Intransigent means unwilling or refusing to change one's views or to agree about something.
So stubborn. No, it's not that. He's brash. How about brash? He's a little obnoxious and brash and doesn't. He's not conscious of his surroundings. How about that?
He's also, in all fairness to the kid, he's 15, the middle of hormone central.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah.
Do you know whether or not the kid was going through puberty? Did you ask him?
No, I didn't ask him. That's highly inappropriate.
Is it?
Yes.
Might have quieted him down.
Ask the kid I just met if he's going through puberty.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's well low on the list of acceptable questions.
son.
Did he have a high pitched voice or low pitched?
It was kind of the Peter Brady time to change
It was.
moments.
Friend, your body will go
Wait.
through
So
changes.
David, again, I think Josh. This is about as bad as your acai bowl story. I mean,
Acai bowl. It's not. I want to know if kids are.
It's not
look, this was
right
this was
behavior.
an exception to the rule. He was definitely a little bit off the.
no, the
the
answer to
spectrum,
that is no. I've met plenty of 15-year-old boys in my life. I'm not a Catholic priest, but I have.
Oh, jeez.
Right? And I'm kidding. Come on, what? You kidding me?
We know
God's
you're not
laughing
a
somewhere.
priest.
Yeah.
My point is they all have very good manners, and they're very respectful. Please, were there, how many occasions were there where he could have said please or thank you?
No,
and
he did. He
not?
said please and thank you. It's
Oh,
not
he did.
that.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah,
good.
it's not that. And my sister said when they dropped him off, he was very appreciative. Thank you so much for inviting me. I had a great weekend. So it's not that. It's just I just can't. It's just the.
Did you ever push back
He's
on
got
him? I do that
chutzpah, is what I
sometimes with
would
my
say.
friends' kids.
He just doesn't. He just doesn't even care that adults in the room. He's going to talk to his friends
But did you ever
We're-
say
the
Did you ever
same
say to
way,
him-
whether adults in the room or not.
Did you ever push back on any way, which is possible to do in a nice way? You never
No,
did.
but I would have done it had he tried to change the channel again.
Had he tried to yeah.
Yeah. It's
Like I didn't mind because I was like, okay, I'm gonna get ready for the beach anyway.
So you
can watch your
acquiesced
soccer.
like the French to the Germans,
you
basically.
were an enabler. Is what you were.
I was
the
being
problem
polite.
is the kid. The problem is you, Josh. You
I
handled
was being polite. Is that where this is? You guys turning this on me?
Yes,
That's
it
what
is.
the French say.
What I'm saying is these kids these days are a little bit brash and just it's not the same like when we were kids. Is what
Well,
I'm
I
trying to
disagree.
bring up.
But Josh,
disagree,
I mean, come
okay.
on.
I think
that's
kids
so
are-
boring. That's so unoriginal. Like every
not
generation
unoriginal, I'm just
says that
saying what
about
the-
previous
sa-
generations. It's
Yes,
just
but
like
there's a
there's always
difference.
something.
I know that's fine, and I don't
Well,
mind
this
little
is
things.
this is the case in point of you becoming an old man, saying stuff
Maybe.
like that.
It's very possible.
Were you
Yeah.
walking around with a cane?
I'm going to tell you something what old men don't do, and that's they don't grab an acai bowl mid-flight when it's about to hit the pavement. That old men don't do that.
Yeah.
That's true.
I am
Well,
spry.
Omar, you know, Josh's sister listens. So if you
She
have
does.
something you'd like to say to her, is she culpable in this as well?
I'm well.
You can
I mean,
address
I've
her
got
right
some
now,
choices
Omar.
to think. I'm sure that she did not know either, and I'm sure that she was hypersensitive to her son's friend's behavior on a family trip, which I'm sure it's as special to her as it is to Josh. I'm sure that she will actually take action. That thank God, because her brother is unable to do so.
I'm an arm's length away. She's much closer to the situation. It's not my kid's friend. It's her.
Too bad
kid's
it's not
friend.
like back in the '60s with Mad Men. Do you see the first episode of Mad Men where
No,
they're at some
no.
cookout and some kid's running around? The neighbor to the kid, he like smacks him, like stop running around. He smacks him right beside the head, and everyone, the parents are there and like, yeah, Mr. Smith, listen, Mr. Smith over there. That was totally different.
Yeah, you
different
can't
time.
discipline kids that aren't yours.
Can't do it anymore.
You can't do that
No.
unless they're family, and even then, it's there's a fine line.
Yeah, for sure.
So
All right,
anyway.
Omar, are you ready to enlighten us with your topic? Are you ready? Or want me to go?
Yes.
You
You
seem
go,
to
Dave.
be. You want me to go? Okay.
I was deferring to you.
I was deferring to you. Omar.
No, he's deferring to you now.
all right,
He,
then
wants,
I'll go
he
first.
wants to
All right.
get the ball in the second half.
All right, sounds good. I will lead us into to halftime. So this is a broader topic that I know you guys probably have experienced this as well. But do you ever you'll be going through life and you'll think, you know what, they should make some invention, and it would do this, and you think this is an invention, this is gold, like this could really be a
I
thing.
do that all the time.
Yeah,
I'm
so
an
I
idea
know
guy.
you're an idea guy. I think I've done that all the time. I don't know how many ideas like have popped through my head, like we should do that, they should make that, and it just disappears because of course I'm not an inventor or handy or ambitious. So I don't want to do any of those things to actually to do it. But it started with me very young. Early on when we would put salt on eggs and stuff, I always thought, I can't see the salt, how much is coming out of the salt shaker. They should make colored salt. That was like 5-year-old Dave came up with that.
Great
Everyone's
idea.
like, oh, you know what?
Wait,
that
wait,
Dave,
wait. You mean like there's the proper term today, David, is African American salt.
I knew where you're going with this. I knew it.
Is that
I knew,
why is
I
that
knew that's
colored?
the joke you were going for.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
I'm
That
so
was
Okay,
teed up.
Josh. Okay.
Such
Congratulations.
low hanging fruit. It's
yeah.
Still good.
Jeez.
Still gold.
I
Jared.
no, I don't really know how to say it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to just
Salt that's not
Dave-
white. No.
David is the Martin Luther King of the salt
of
manufacturer.
condiments.
I want to have equal
Seasoning? Of
representation in
seasoning?
the colors of salt. Yes.
Yeah.
Because then you could see the salt on your
Yes,
eggs or
makes
potatoes,
sense.
right? I always thought, and they
Yes.
Yep, that Davies, he's such a creative kid. Well, my latest invention, one I was going to ask you if you have a few handy of inventions that you would come up with. This one probably is a little bit far-fetched, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on it to see if it's worth exploring. So, so I don't know if are you guys? I like to I like massages. I like going to massages, and sometimes if I'm like watching TV next to my wife, I just want my wife to like scratch my back or
Yeah, of
kind
course.
like, right.
Great feeling.
She hates doing that. It just like doesn't. It's not that she's I think grossed out by me or anything like that, which is probably what you're thinking. It's just she hates doing. She doesn't. It just her. I don't know. She doesn't
Yeah.
like doing it. And but I grew up. My mom would do that all the time, and my mom was like awesome at it. So I grew up with it, and I was like, if you're there, I'm here. Like scratch my back, like right.
Yeah.
So what I want to create is like a pad or a blanket or something that you lay on your back, all right, and then someone will give you a massage through that pad, and it will memorize the pressure, so that in the future you can just put it on your back and experience it without anyone else having to do it. And so
you want an AI massage blanket.
But it has to be a weighted blanket.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it couldn't recreate the pressure.
So the technology is a little sketchy, but hear my idea out. Because you could have, hey, can you just do it once and then you don't ever have to do it again? But then think of like the marketing of it. You could have like
through a massage or having your back scratched. I'm a huge back scratcher. It's probably
I like that as well.
what I miss most about having a girlfriend is someone to scratch my back. It's the greatest thing ever. I love it. I actually have a back scratcher that I travel with. It's a telescopic thing.
Not the same when you do it to yourself.
No, it's not.
It's really good. The rod, it's wonderful.
But it's not because I have an itch on my back. I just want
right.
It's like
I like that too. I like that feeling.
Right. So yeah, the technology is a little fuzzy, but let's say you could get a professional who does it, and then you could have one that your significant other does.
I get it.
Right.
Wait, does this involve a happy ending or not?
What?
I'm not. What? Like I'm not sure where this is going.
Well, I want you to know if it's a good idea.
Is there a happy ending or not?
Stop. He wants to build an artificial intelligence massage pad of some sort, which will mimic emotions and pressure of your favorite masseuse.
Or you could say it could be like a cameo kind of a situation where you could have I don't know, pick a actress. Meryl Streep could do it too, and like you can purchase like the Meryl Streep massage.
I just thought of a better thing for you.
Okay.
I just thought of it. Okay. What if you can have your cake and eat it too with this? Would you want it? You would, right? Say you would. Say you would.
Is that the happy
I thought that's not the end of the question.
No.
I always I think generally I would like to have my cake and eat it too. Yeah.
Thank you. How about a massage pad that your wife controls with her phone?
Happy
now
ending.
you have now you have someone controlling it without having to touch you. So she doesn't want to touch you, but yet you want the personalization of her whatever on your back. Boom. She controls the motions, the pressure, everything with the phone. And it's like she's giving you a back scratch without touching you.
I will get to one.
Not bad, right?
That then. So my wife will play those phone games of not Wordle, but there'll be something you got to connect dots, the color.
Yeah.
Like as she plays that is then the pressure point on your back. So she could play a game like she normally would.
So your wife is so disgusted by you that you have to trick her into playing a game to actually even remotely massage you.
Everybody
is that what I'm hearing?
wins with that. She gets to play her game, and I also get to have like some kind of a massage on my back. I think we're onto something here.
I think there's something there. Yeah, I think there's something there.
Because that's no. The problem is, like, is it a heavy blanket? Like, that's probably it's a hot, But
what if it's a shirt you wear? What if you made it so it's like a garment?
Oh, that would. Yeah, I don't know if that would work, but how they
That
have
way you
like
wouldn't have.
a chair, that has the rollerball stuff.
Yeah,
in the chair. Like, I think you can replicate this. So maybe it's not a blanket that you lay on your stomach; it lays on your back. Maybe you sit back onto a chair, and it has the memory of the massage, so that
They have massage chairs. They already have. They
have them.
Yeah, but they're just the same ball up and down.
Yeah, he wants a customized way of doing it. That's what I'm saying. If you could control with remotely, and then you could dictate how it does it.
Well, you'd have preset, 10, 15, 30-minute massages, and some can be someone does it who knows what they're doing. It could be a professional, or you could have celebrities do it. I think it's a good idea.
Celebrity massage.
Well, it's like
that seems ridiculous. Like, you wouldn't even know that it's really the celebrity that's doing it. They can program it however they want.
Tom Hanks actually did this on your back.
Yeah, you can't. You put on the blanket. You go. This doesn't feel like Susan Sarandon at all.
By the way, I was in London last week, and one of my friends who brought her friend to dinner. By the way, another friend. This is the same friend, Lindsay, who I had the bad experience with.
You got to stop naming names.
Week. So it's not her last name, and she's amazing. She brought her friend, who's apparently a very well-known hairdresser in Canada, and they're talking about the best person to give facials, and Tony goes, "Oh yeah, she's Jennifer Lopez's and Gwyneth Paltrow's facial person." I'm like, what does that mean? I'm like, why is that even a thing? Like, does it even matter that those are their clients? This means that they're good at what they do. This means that those are their clients. And Tony said it actually does matter, because in order for them to get that high, they have to be that good.
Yeah, you have to think about it. They're unless they're also very discreet. So they don't want their business being.
Oh, I think that's
put out there.
I think that's a given. If you're.
But you
couldn't say I'm.
They want the best. Yeah. Right? They want the best. So I think it does speak volumes.
So you have to keep that quiet. You have to.
So maybe you get Tom Hanks masseuse, David, instead of Tom Hanks.
I see. I don't think I don't think that's giving you the same. Yeah, that this is. Everyone has their own.
So you'd rather have Tom Hanks give you like a 3 out of 10 massage, but it's Tom Hanks giving it to you than Tom Hanks masseuse.
I think there are people that would buy it that might want that.
What if while it was going on, you heard like famous lines from Hanks, so you could feel like you were really getting the full Hanks massage experience?
It's a little tight here. You're having a lot of stress. Yeah, that's
yeah. You could hear some Hanks sound bites. Yeah, this is an awful idea.
It's a terrible idea.
It's a terrible
idea. It's really? Not a good one. It's not a good one. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but you might as well just get a programmable massager where you dictate the entire 30-minute experience somehow.
I think
that's what you want.
It's the customization that.
Right, that's what you want. You want 10 minutes on the shoulder, 3 minutes here. You want 2 minutes there. You want this type of pressure. You want that type of pressure here. That's what you want.
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I guess you guys don't believe in it. Well, how about you guys? Do you have inventions that you've that you come into
inventions?
All right, give me one invention.
Out the wazoo.
Give me one.
Oh my God. I mean, I don't know. I told you that my 1-year tattoos idea that we talked about in a previous podcast, that was gone.
Yeah.
I'd like someone to invent how to make something very simple. How to make the last tissue in the tissue box not come out with 4 as a clump at the end. How about that? Can someone just work on that? That's pretty easy. You would think that's easy, but the last tissue, you pull it out and it's a pack of 4, and you get that wad, and then you have to shove.
By the way, can I tell you
1 or 2, and it never goes in right.
Sometimes I wonder, and for the 3 of us, is this work? Us getting on this podcast each week?
No, we already talked about this in the beginning. We do enjoy it.
But the beginning is the beginning, right? This is our 29th episode or whatever, 26th.
26th.
So I mean, are we still enjoying it? I mean, what are we doing here, right? So, like,
we're solving problems,
like,
Omar.
I think
someone's got to fix the tissue box issue, and they got to do it now.
You're right, and look, I'm agreeing with you because, like, I went to the handicap bathroom a few times on this trip, and I avoided very long lines, and I
Yeah.
went with impunity, you know,
Yeah.
because of what you said.
You
That
should.
you go to handicap bathrooms whenever they're there. You just go
All
in.
the time. All the time.
So I have gotten some value from you, Josh,
Thank you.
But not
from this
me.
podcast.
But
Definitely not with this business idea you have. That is for sure.
Well, I'm asking for your help, and maybe shooting it down
For help with
will save
creativity,
me a lot of
having
time.
any idea of commercialization of anything. There's no demand for this product. You're not the Steve Jobs of masseuses or massage
You don't.
devices. That's
Yeah,
You
I
can't
don't see
tell
it either,
someone they're
Dave.
not Steve Jobs because by definition, people don't want it. So you can't say that nobody wants it because we don't know what people don't want. So I could be the Steve Jobs of masseuses.
Listen,
So-
there's no massage chair or pad that feels like they're tickling your back or scratching your back. So maybe that's what you want. Is that what you want? Like a
Well,
scratcher, like an automatic scratcher instead of a
do want-
massager?
I want the technology for that massage chair to be elevated
think,
by 4 or 5
David-
times. Yeah.
David needs to take some Molly, and then he needs to fly to Amsterdam, go to the red light district, and take some Molly.
What?
And that will solve all these. That will solve all these problems.
Hey, doctor, I don't know where you're coming up with this.
Yeah, that's an extreme
diagnosis. This is not
solution
even.
to my.
Guy wants someone to scratch his back. That's all he wants. Now you're talking about having him take an international flight to a.
Yeah, probably lose my luggage.
Yeah, are you nuts?
You're gonna lose a lot more than that.
He wants his back scratched, and he wants it scratched on demand, and his wife won't do it. That's what I'm hearing.
By the way, what the listeners cannot see is that whenever David says back scratched, he's doing air quotes. So I don't know what to make of any.
He's not doing that. Stop.
There's
Stop.
no air quotes.
Stop.
This is why do you make this into such a
Gotten out of
dirty
hand. It's
thing?
gotten out of
It's
control.
a very innocent.
Out of
thing.
control.
So
Guy wants his back scratched.
Okay, so I also have a lot of ideas, but I guess including many of them I've actually launched around specific products around my fledgling somehow still in business company, including my wallets. But I think one of my favorite ideas I've ever had was to create a machine that you put in the shower that when you get to the end of a soap bar, it's no longer usable. You put it in a machine, and basically this machine aggregates those unusable small pieces of soap into one.
I love it.
Frankenstein soap.
Yeah, it's great. But you can do that yourself by squeezing it.
No, but Josh,
that's the machine you could have. You just squeeze the soap together.
You tried. It's kind of a thing, right? This is just.
You know what I do? Can I tell you what I do? I take my nail and I go diagonal across the soap, like 4 or 5 nail cuts into it, and I do that on both sides. I tell you. And then I put those 2 cut sides together, and it makes them adhere much better soap when I have the end of my soap.
Try that.
Yeah,
So you
that's
take
a little life hack.
2 slivers, cut them, and then smush
Well, it's
them.
not 2 slivers. When I'm down to a sliver,
Yeah.
I get a new bar.
Oh,
you know?
I see. And
But then I'm like,
jamming it to the new
this
bar.
sliver is a pain in the ass. I don't feel like getting out and throwing it out. I would do that, but it's a pain in the ass. I'm all wet. And I don't want to put it at the drain and wait for it to dissolve. That takes too long. So what I do is I cut little cuts in the bottom of the new bar, and I cut little cuts with my nail in the sliver.
With your nails. So
Yeah,
again,
put it together. Boom.
Another sign that we
Life
should do a
hack.
video. What
Life
the listeners
hack.
cannot see is that Josh has nails as long as Jennifer Lopez's were
Yeah,
when
my
she was
nails.
dancing on In Living Color.
My nails
They're
are
like
cut like
3
a mental
inches.
patient. I can't have any little white part showing. I go nuts.
How do you get any indentations in the soap?
Oh, you can still get indentations. You can squeeze it in there.
Doesn't the soap get underneath your nails?
Yeah, but that's okay. It's soap. It's
Yeah,
clean.
then
That's a small
Make it
sacrifice for the.
Yeah,
But it
small
gets-
saving the
sacrifice.
but it
sliver.
doesn't
Or
it
I
get
could buy
stuck in
your
there?
$500 machine. There are inventions, Dave, that you're like, why did it take so long for this?
I know.
Like
Yeah.
sticker stamps. Look, we were licking stamps for decades before they said, why not make this a sticker? The
a
sticker
bullshit,
existed.
yep.
It's not like the sticker didn't exist.
Right.
Well,
That's
why
a
did
great
that take so
example.
long? Isn't that crazy?
Just like my massage blanket. It's people once it's out, be like, why?
I'm
We
not
save
super
marriages.
sure.
All right. Well, all right. I'll
Anyway.
keep workshopping that one.
Yeah, you keep. Yeah, that needs
right.
more work.
All right. Sorry. All right, Omar, you ready to go?
Yeah. So all right. So my trip was really a series of different comedies. But I'll tell you maybe the most interesting one, I think. There's a few to choose from. By the way, have you guys ever met someone who wouldn't get vaccinated? Would you be friends with someone? How do you feel about that? Like won't get
A
vaccinated?
little bit better now than say a few months ago, or
Won't get
6 months
vaccinated
ago.
how? Won't get vaccinated for COVID now. I'm like kind of come
COVID.
around on that a little bit. Like, all right, whatever. It's your deal. If you're not getting vaccinated for like measles and all that other stuff, I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah, a total yes. I agree.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anyway, so I'm in New York. I'm in London, and I'm supposed to meet my friend for drinks before dinner. And
Mhm.
earlier that day, I'm in my favorite hotel in the world, Chiltern Firehouse, and I see this like beautiful girl like curled up next to the fireplace reading a book. I'm like, wow. Now I didn't talk to her, but that night, as I was waiting for my friend, she was at the bar alone. And so the guys at the hotel were like, she's a guest, you should meet her, blah, blah, blah. She's really nice. So I started talking to her, and we had this magical like connection, like really
Okay.
I mean, it was quite, it was real life magic. And my friend showed up 15 minutes later. He was late. And basically I sent him home. I said, Mateo,
Wow.
I'm talking, can you give me some times? These moments don't happen very often, right?
Why
And
don't you
so-
just text him and instead of waiting for him to get there?
Because he was 20 minutes late and I was engrossed in conversation with this beautiful woman who I'm like, totally like vibing with. And I'm a bit of a
Yeah.
romantic, if you couldn't tell. So nonetheless,
I couldn't. Thanks for pointing that
Very
out.
difficult. Very difficult.
so
to tell.
wait. So Mateo, my friend, sits across the bar and watches this whole thing. Eventually he leaves. Okay. He goes, and he was very cool about it. And then this woman
That's bro
and I,
code.
exactly. This woman and I, we have like we decided to go to dinner together. We go up to her room. Okay.
Wow.
And but like nothing untoward happens, but
Yeah.
she changes. We do a couple like it was very fun, and then we walked to a restaurant. We held hands, and
Wow.
had dinner. And even then, I was saying to her like, "This is whatever happens tomorrow. These are the nice moments of life, is enjoying these like strange encounters, right?"
Sure.
And so we go to this new restaurant where like I knew a table, which she knew the same people. Went great. It's going lovely the whole evening. We have a lot of similar views, brilliant, beautiful, all these things. But something feels kind of off, right? And
Okay.
I'm not really. I'm
Was
kinda
she a
thinking
dude?
about it.
Was she a dude?
No, she's not
Okay.
a dude.
Okay.
And so, long story a little shorter, the night ends. We finish dinner and we go back to the Chiltern, and she has to go to sleep early because she had too much to drink. But she was lovely. The next day, okay, I realized what it was. And my niece, who is
Wait. What? So you got back from dinner, back to the Chiltern.
Yeah, and they had a lot. They had the hotel was on fire. Like Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle were staying there, and there was a huge after party. But she had too much to drink, so she went to bed a little early.
So your roofie kicked in earlier than expected.
Yeah, something like
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I pulled the wrong pill out, basically.
Right.
So she went to bed a little early. No big deal.
Okay.
The next day, we texted, and I ended up meeting her at the Chiltern for lunch, and my niece is with me, and I realized what was a little off, or little is maybe a small word to use.
Oh wow.
My niece meets her, and we go back to I'm alone with her, and I go, "What'd you think?" And she goes, and my niece calls me Mamu. She goes, "Mamu, she looks just like my mom." And that's what it was. This girl,
Your sister,
looks exactly like my sister.
Oh my God, that's
she's,
creepy.
she's Persian,
That's
although she's
creepy.
Persian. She lives in Sweden. And I realized then that this was a no mas. It was finished. And I knew something was kind of off. And it's not that it's off. It's just freaking creepy for a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
And so what would you guys do? I mean, I know what I'm doing.
Wow. Okay, first of all, you have a whole nother mental problem now because you're attracted to your sister. That's what I heard from this story.
Both of our sisters are listening to the podcast too. I don't know.
No. Listen, to be clear,
you're sexually attracted to your sister. That's basically what this story just said.
No.
Am I wrong?
No. Well, to be clear,
Dave, did you hear it differently?
I did. And the question is, are you Josh? I think is that what we're. Is
I've
that the
never met
question,
Omar's
Dave?
sister. I can't answer that.
I did not. There is no physical intimacy at all. There were some hugs. That was about it. So
Right, but you obviously
something
were
was
enthralled
off.
by her and had to go and
Well, I
talk
mean,
to her.
the woman's a very impressive woman for a variety of reasons.
But you didn't know that before you just saw her and had to talk to her. You didn't know she was impressive yet.
You saw her across the room. You're like, that woman is
Yeah.
attractive.
You said, I got to talk to this
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
It's just all very wrong.
Yes.
It's just all very wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't believe this
So is
was your
that-
topic.
I guess that's my question. Is that wrong? I mean, I didn't know,
Yes.
but something felt off. I didn't do anything, and then I was proven right by my niece, who's like,
didn't
she looks
proven
just
right.
like
You-
mom.
And she, yeah.
I mean, how do you unpack
I
this?
just- I don't know what to say. What do you want me to say?
We need to get paging Dr. Freud.
No, but listen, again, like, there's an issue at the New York Times last week about real life doppelgangers, but
Yeah.
sometimes you're just caught in the moment. It was nighttime, Friday night, whatever. And, when I don't know, I mean, God, it's just all wrong.
Give me on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is she's your sister's identical twin.
Yeah.
Where is she from 1 to 10?
She's a lot younger. My sister looks very good for her age, but she's a lot younger than my sister. She thought, by the way, I was 37, which isn't the first
Okay.
time. But
Yeah,
I knew you were
snuck
going to
that one
crowbar
in.
that in.
Yeah.
No, it's
I knew that was coming. I'm surprised it took this long.
This
for
whole
that
story
small
was
little
for that.
tidbit.
No.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I corrected her. I swear to God, I did. I'm like,
Yeah,
more-
okay.
more.
But 1 to 10.
but
Where
don't
is she in looks
9.
wise?
9
That-
plus.
so very
9.
close, huh?
9.
Never dawned on you all that time you were talking?
But what am I gonna do? Like walk away from the dinner? I mean, I don't know.
How do
I
you
don't
not
know.
see her initially and go, boy,
But so-
that girl
wait
looks
a
like
second,
my sister?
Wait a second. So you don't think that anybody in the history? Wait, that came out the wrong way. But there are people who have. I'm not going out with her again. To be clear, okay.
I get it.
Makes me very uncomfortable even talking about this. And
I
by the
get
way,
it.
speaking of applause, I think you should both applaud me for being so open about such a weird topic. Okay, but
Oh, I applaud you all day long. I mean,
All you're doing, Dave-
this
all
is a
Dave's
ratings
doing is-
bonanza.
all he's doing is shit. Dave's just shaking his head.
That's not applause worthy.
So, but
This
it's
is-
crazy. I mean, it's
This
a
is a
crazy
ratings
thing.
gold mine.
Yeah.
A crazy thing. So, I mean, I don't know.
Usually I have a
So
quick
wrong
like
about it.
idea off of this, but I'm kind of running out of blank here. I don't
No,
know.
he's attracted to his sister.
No, I'm not.
subconsciously.
I'm not. Are you? Come on.
well, you
That's so
think-
ridiculous.
It's
Why
not
not?
ridiculous. You saw her from afar, and when I got to talk to this girl, she's beautiful.
Wait,
That's how
hold
you
on.
describe it.
Hold on. For the record, everyone, if you saw this girl from afar, would say she's beautiful. She's like a 10. Or
Okay,
not a 10,
Omar.
She's beautiful.
Omar.
Yes.
My sister's very beautiful, but I'm not going to. If I saw someone who looked exactly like my sister, I wouldn't go, "Ooh, I got to talk to her." I mean, you see what I'm saying?
David's still shaking his head.
I just I think I'm thinking like, what about
You-
if someone
you-
that looked like a younger version of my mom, my sister?
Yeah.
I think I just think that is too weird. Although at the same time, I'm thinking like, are you naturally sort of drawn to?
Exactly. And you're
people
comfortable. Yeah, man, that's why I was so comfortable talking to her. I
Right.
don't know.
But okay, so that's an interesting take on it. But you clearly approached her because you were attracted to her. You said it
I approached her
in your story.
Well, listen, everybody.
That's what you
approaches
said.
This girl, yes, but also the hotel staff, who I'm very close with as well,
I
said
get it.
she's
But
a
then
good one.
right. They could have said, "Hey, Omar, check out that girl over there. She's
Okay.
a beauty." And you could have looked up and went, "Oh boy, she looks just like my sister."
So then I don't talk to her in that
But
instance
you
if I actually
No,
realize
I
that.
Well,
would talk to her,
yeah.
but you were talking to her with the intent of a
Oh, what,
a
romantic
romantic-
encounter?
Yes.
happy
Maybe
fun
it-
time.
Of course
No,
you
but
were.
But then everything kicked in and nothing. We just held hands. That was
Fine, but
basically it.
but your story didn't go like that. Your story went, she had to go to bed early because she drank too much.
Yeah.
Had she not have consumed as much alcohol, would there have been something that happened?
I don't think so.
You don't
I
think
mean,
so?
I was in her room. I couldn't.
I
so-
know you were. I heard the story.
You know,
You roofied
Yeah.
your sister.
I remember. It makes me think about something. I remember my
When's your
dad.
next therapist appointment? When's the next appointment?
I
Because
remember my
this
dad.
one should be
my
front and
dad.
center.
My dad would say to me, when I got my first nicer apartment in New York, I got like a loft, a much bigger loft than my other places, which was like my old places in New York were like 100 square feet, and I got like a 2,000 square foot loft. And my dad goes, you don't need to spend money on this. When the women come to your apartment, they'll take their clothes off. They don't care where you live. They're in your room. So
Yeah, he's saying once they're already there, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're done.
He needs
matter where-
sensitivity training, I think.
it doesn't matter.
It's funny that that's what your dad thinks. Not that, hey, I would like more room in my
Yeah, right.
my residence.
There's no place to
That's right.
sit. Yeah.
So
That's
look,
funny.
I mean, it is a crazy thing, and it was I don't know. And I feel like I needed to flush it out, and you guys are doing nothing but shaming me.
I'm not shaming you. I'm stating the obvious.
Yeah. Well, I think you did the right thing in, dropping it. So what happened? You had lunch, and then that was the end after you?
Yeah, well, no, her sister, this girl's sister flew in directly from Burning Man, and oh my God, she would not stop talking about Burning Man. I had to exit the conversation immediately. I mean, Burning Man is like, you hear, once you go, I think you have to talk about it for the next 3 weeks, about how amazing and life-changing it was. And I was like, so that was that, but it wasn't going to be anything that was substantive anyway. But very nice, very, very nice person. Very, 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 very brilliant.
Do you have a picture of her?
I have a picture of her WhatsApp. It's not really the best picture of her, but
All right,
you have to send it to us. Yeah,
send it to us later,
can't
not
see
on the
it,
podcast. That's gonna be tough.
So-
I got to see a picture of your sister too. I don't even know what she looks like, but
so you guys, don't they say that like you end up marrying your mom or like your dad or something? What is that saying?
okay. First of all, they do say that, but that doesn't mean that they look like your mom and dad. That means they treat
Personality?
you. Yeah, personality.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Personality wise, characteristics.
It's weird. That was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's.
It's kind of weird though. Have you guys ever met anyone who looks exactly like your sister?
No.
Your brother?
I don't think so. Yeah.
No.
It happened to me. I mean, you're not looking for it. You know what I mean? It's like I was looking for it.
But you hit on her.
No, but I didn't realize until
No, you
further
did. You hit on her.
No, of course I did.
Of course you didn't realize it. That would have been worse. The story would have been worse had you
For the
realized
record,
it.
I talk to everybody. I love talking to people. I love breaking through the awkwardness to get
Okay,
to know a person.
you can dig out of this all you want, but we already.
Well, I
we
could
already
see-
We already know how the story was told.
He was drawn to her in people in the world, not attraction, but just drawn because
No,
here's
he
someone
said
who reminds
attraction.
me of someone that I deeply
It's
care
not-
about, and so
It's great. It's a great twist, Dave. But that's
Is-
not how the story
that's
was
not
told.
a good save. No.
It's a great spin.
Jesus.
Not how the
trying.
story was told.
Josh, you're
Listen,
terrible.
You're an honest guy, and I appreciate your honesty very, very much, and
Yeah.
specifically for the podcast because this takes us to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
An incestual type of story is just
No,
it's gonna drive us to the
It's
top
a-
of the
you
chart.
are a trailblazer.
So
Yeah.
I really appreciate
No.
it. It's
No,
wonderful.
there's nothing of the sort. I'm just thinking that, listen, if you guys, I mean, you don't expect it to happen, so you're not looking for someone like that. I'm not looking for that quality, and I realized it. Like my
Not
brain
quality.
was like, my
We didn't
brain
say
was
there
like,
was no
like
quality here.
there was
This is
something
pure
that was
looks.
off, and I
Well-
realized it that night, which is probably why I didn't.
You
and then-
didn't say she acts and has the same demeanor and sense of humor or whatever as my sister. She looks like my sister.
But here's the thing, though, Josh, is that you look at people and identify who they look like. I feel like I
Sure.
do a pretty good job with that too. I thought,
Sure.
I don't know if I mentioned this before, but we were going to someplace and there was a guy who was taking our tickets or something. You said, has anyone ever told you look like a young Smokey Robinson? Which is the most obscure. It wasn't Smokey
I did that.
Robinson who you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said that before in a different episode.
I couldn't believe,
that's
but
right.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
think you have an uncanny ability to like point out what people look like. So if you might instantly be like, bam, sister.
It's his sister. It's not a celebrity.
Yeah.
It's his sister. No one
But-
doesn't have the ability to see what
Wait.
their
But this
sister looks
when
like.
when I started talking to her, I didn't think about that at all.
Granted, if you did, it would have been weirder. The story would have been stranger.
Yeah, stay
Look,
with that.
Stay with that because
Yeah.
that's true. The story was not, boy, I saw this beautiful woman across the way
David,
and
are
she
you
looked
buying?
exactly like
are
my
you,
sister, and I
whose
had
side
to
are you
go
on
hit
here,
on her.
David? Josh's or mine?
Not a
I don't know
side.
if there's a side to
Not a
heaven.
side.
Josh,
There's no
Josh is
side.
acting like what's that movie with Burt Reynolds with the pigs and stuff? What's that movie called?
Burt Reynolds with the pigs?
You
You're
know,
talking about
Canada Run?
Smokey and the Bandit?
Deliverance.
Deliverance. Yeah, not this.
There's no family members in that movie.
What are you talking about, Deliverance?
Whatever. My point is,
Another bad movie reference.
I think you have a serious problem with movie references.
Yeah, you just none of your movies make
I mean,
sense
this
to the
is
point that you're making.
Maybe
That's
you
so
just can't
funny.
line things up properly. And this
no,
relates to the sister thing. I don't know, but
no, but like I don't know. But
it is what it is. It is what it is. You recognized it very late.
Reaction. My niece's reaction was, I recognized it during, and again, nothing happened. We just held hands. That
I'm
was
not
it.
saying that
And
that's.
she's
You
a
did tell your
beautiful
sister?
girl.
You're
This
not.
Yeah,
listening.
I told her
You did?
today with my niece.
Yeah, you shouldn't have told her. You shouldn't have told her that
That's
What?
it.
because now it's going to be creepy between you two.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's hilarious.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
It
Is she married?
hilarious.
Is she
She's
married?
married with 3 kids, including
Okay.
her
Does her,
niece.
does her
daughter.
husband look like you?
He was on the call. He was
Does
on the Zoom.
Does her husband look like you?
No.
Good.
Who looks like me?
There's a couple people who look like you.
And Josh will find them.
Yeah. Do
Josh
you
will find
remember actually once we found your doppelganger? I took a picture of him. Wow, it was a long time ago. I sent it to you. I'm like, this is Omar. It looks
It's
like
your
Omar.
gift. It's your
Yeah.
gift. All right.
Yeah.
I'm ready to move
Anyway.
on. All right, you
Yes.
guys, right?
Good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah,
Yeah,
so am I.
Got
Let's
a
get
couple of
yeah.
segments.
Omar
Yeah.
wants to
Ooh,
move
got
on.
a little testy there for a bit. All right, so
Well, David, when someone's accused you of being
I'm not accusing you of anything.
being an incestuer,
I'm
whatever.
Yeah.
not saying that. I'm just saying you're attracted to your sister. That's very
No,
innocent.
I'm attracted to attractive women. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
that's but
Yeah.
there is a segment,
Yeah.
a subset that you
Yeah.
walk away from. And
Listen,
that's
even Luke
sister look.
Skywalker thought something was weird, but he didn't even know what she looked
You
like.
did, you know. That's a perfect.
That's a better comparison. Actually.
Yeah, but he's never seen. He never knew what his sister looked like prior. You did.
But it was a Luke Skywalker moment. Yeah.
Oh my God! What a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
Jesus
All right, Dave,
Christ.
move on. So Omar can.
Before we
Yeah.
do our last segment, football, American football is upon us, and I just want to get on the record a couple questions. Right, we're going to do a lightning round of
Lightning
questions
round.
Okay.
based on football. We'll see if we're right at the end of the season.
Yep.
All right, favorite team,
Ravens.
Eagles. Come on.
and I'm the Packers.
You're a Pack.
Who do you think will win the Super Bowl?
Oh God. I have no idea. I like the Eagles' chances, though. I feel very positive about
Yeah,
you're
they're
picking
the
team
pick to win.
together.
Ravens.
I'll pick the Packers. And who is your most hated team?
The Cowboys.
Oh,
That's a
good
no-brainer.
one. For me, now that Baker Mayfield's gone,
But you
I-
hated
you
Mayfield.
have
You
a
didn't hate
real-
the
I
Browns.
hated him. I would
But you
say
should hate the
for-
Browns anyway.
Yeah, I know, but I would probably go with the Bengals now because they're the biggest rival.
Bengals. Okay.
Bengals. All right. And I would be the Vikings.
You're-
And then one last thing. So I thought we could have a bet to the team that has the most victories at the end of the season. Let
Done.
us bet a very expensive dinner. At,
Ravens.
Not very expensive. Somewhere between
All
Olive
right,
Garden
maybe-
and Carbone.
well, it depends on who wins dinner.
Mendy's. Mendy's. You got to take the other two to Mendy's.
Yeah. I don't know what Mendy's is. That Olive Garden?
Mendy's
Oh,
is Seinfeld where he took
oh, yeah.
Ben.
Yeah, that's right. Another
Yeah.
Seinfeld reference. All right.
Yeah, it's
So
another Seinfeld,
the bet is on who has most
Done.
wins, Eagles, Ravens, or Packers.
I love it.
All right. Actually, so the two buy dinner for the one rather
Fine.
than the okay, got it. All right. That was that. I want to get.
Can we bring family members?
No.
Oh, bring your
kidding.
sister.
I don't need any uncomfortable sexual tension between you and your sister. Dave.
Christ.
You walked right into that. Why would you bring that back into the conversation?
I was making a joke about it.
You
That's why I
teed it
said
up.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. All right, so let's wrap this up in what's new in Norway. It's our new segment. We
Yes.
New in Norway.
Hvem bor i en ananas dypt nedi sjøen?
If you didn't know, we are ranked probably higher now. We were 131st ranked podcast under comedy in Norway, and
Climbing the Norwegian ladder.
as a nod to our Norwegian fans. We're going to catch up and get to know a little bit more about the country. I feel like if they want to know about us, we should know about them. Right? Fair? All
Only fair.
So the article that I have is Tesla owners go on a hunger strike in Norway. Have you heard of this story?
No.
It's all over the place. Oh, yeah. All right, so let me read it real quickly. Disgruntled Tesla owners have gone on a hunger strike in Norway in protest over multiple faults with their electric cars. The Norwegian group began their hunger strike at the weekend ahead of Tesla CEO Elon Musk arriving in Oslo for an energy conference on Monday. The Tesla owners are demanding action after they found a series of faults. I won't go into all of those. They are criticizing the quality of the vegan leather seats with material deforming and bubbling.
Come on.
The drivers have spelled the word help with their Tesla, along with their hunger strike that has lasted. And this is the key detail. How long do you think their hunger strike is lasted?
If it's any more than a week or 2 days, I'll be beyond shocked.
Omar, these are concerned individuals that have
2 weeks.
24 hours. Their hunger strike is lasting 24 hours.
And
I don't
they're
think
ending
you can
it- then they're
actually
ending
call
it?
that. I think that unless
That's about right.
with the hunger strike lasting for 24 hours, that was their hunger strike. I do love the Norwegian people, but I think a 24-hour
not exactly.
is not really a hunger strike.
No.
Let's see. Elon Musk responded by saying, on advice of a friend, I've been fasting periodically and feeling healthy as well.
You got to hand it to Musk for that one.
Yeah. This is a good thing.
You know, that story is really not about Norway. It just happened in Norway. It's really a Tesla story, but yeah, I'll give it to you. It's somewhat interesting, but
What constitutes a news story in Norway?
something that's germane to the Norwegian people. That's just it
Maybe-
happens to be.
They go on 24-hour hunger strikes. I think who does that? That's
Maybe. Well,
Okay,
I
all
think
right.
in the Norwegian culture, they tend to eat meals every 10 to 15 minutes. So a 24-hour hunger strike is very much the equivalent of
of
like
a 3-week one?
Do you think they're snackers? I don't think there's a lot of obese people in Norway, so I don't think
That's
they're
why
snackers.
they're not obese, because they snack. So they are always eating small meals throughout the day.
All right. I don't understand how a hunger strike's going to cause a billionaire to correct his vegan leather seats. That doesn't
Yeah.
correspond to me at all.
A lot going on there. That's
the first I've heard of it, problems with the seats. I mean, is that a thing in Norwegian Teslas that they're building? Because it doesn't seem to be any problems with the seats in American Teslas.
Well, now here's your Norwegian fact that way we can end on is Norway has the most Teslas per capita in the world.
Yes, they do. I knew that.
How did you know that?
Because Dave, come on, I follow this stuff. They have the most electric vehicles, period.
Oh, okay.
Percentage of the population.
Okay.
By far, by the way, by far.
Well, there you go. That's
Their EV penetration is.
You know what?
quite
Actually, I'll
robust.
make you guys a bet. Let's see who the first one of us can be who makes a Norwegian friend.
I win.
No. I mean, starting
New
out,
one.
a new person.
Oh, a new one.
That doesn't look like any of your family members.
Yeah.
Wait, that's
That'd be easy for you,
Wait a
Omar.
minute,
There's no Norwegians that look like you.
No, that's true. That's
Yeah.
a true point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a disadvantage. for me.
Although this girl she lives in Stockholm.
Why are you bringing her back up? You're just opening yourself up.
No,
right
I'm
back
saying
to-
you can have like different ethnicities who live in countries.
that's
that are,
true.
like,
That's true.
By
That's
the way,
good.
yeah,
That's a good point.
Stockholm is a beautiful city, by the way. If you've never been,
Never
It's
been.
awesome.
I would like to go.
I've
I
been
would
there
like to
in-
go.
I've been there in the winter, unfortunately.
Wow,
Yeah, that's no good. That's no good.
All right. Well, there's our podcast number 26. We went to some strange places. Maybe we
did.
are.
We
yeah,
did.
maybe we shouldn't be doing podcasts on holidays. We go to weird
It's a
places.
Labor Day effect.
That's right. We should be working right now. But we enjoyed talking to you all, and please feel free to email us on reaction to all this. I would love to hear people's thoughts on Omar's sister, if you or on Omar's problem. It's once again a topic that people who do listen to the podcast will say to me, "What's the deal with Omar?" I think this topic will continue those
That will-
questions.
Yes.
Well, until next time, I hope everyone has a great Labor Day. If you listen to this after Labor Day, we hope you had a good
Yes.
Labor Day, and we look forward to next time. See you, everybody.
Smell ya.
See ya.